I'm a nerd. 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 I'm a geek. 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 I'm a nerd. Nerd. I'm a nerd. Geek. 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 I'm a geek. Nerd. I'm a nerd. Nerd. I'm a nerd. Geek. 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 I'm a geek. Nerd. Get swag.
What's happening? What's trending? Hi guys. It's your boy Spayce, and welcome back to EveryNERD Weekly. Okay, so I'm in a pretty good mood right now, but I first and foremost want to speak to all of my Georgia sports nerds right now. We are in a period of deep thought and analyzation right now. Our Georgia Bulldogs did not come out victorious against Alabama in the championship game a few days ago. So, nothing more to say really about it, Any sports fan will go ahead and tell you, any sports nerd will go ahead and tell you, it's just time to get ready for next year. And we're gonna be fighting next year. That's all it is. Before I get into everything else, I saw a hilarious title of an article. I thought it was clickbait. Turns out it's a totally true story. And I kid you not, in China, two men decided on their own to go to a movie with their ex-girlfriends. Just so happened, each one of their ex-girlfriends is the other one's current girlfriend. So let's just say, Lee and Chang go to the movie theater, and Lee is with Soo Young, and Chang is with, Soo Lee. Well, see Lou. Okay, so look, I forgot already the names of the people in my analogy, but anyway, come to find, just put it real simple. Me, Spayce, your homeboy, Jermaine, he out with Keisha, I'm out with Trina. I used to go with Keisha, he used to go with, he currently goes with Trina, I currently go with Keisha. Either way it go, they got into a fight at the movie theater, like some niggas. Well, lets me know that Chinese people are probably black folks' closest ancestors. I mean, they don't know the people with that many dialects of the same language besides niggas. I mean, if you go to Africa, there's a bunch of dialects of the language of African. And if you come to America, all black people from different parts of the country speak a different version of Ebonics, which is like not even, it's also an offshoot of regular English. So, but either way it go, two dudes go to a movie theater. I know it starts off like a joke, but this is a dead serious story. Two dudes in China go to a movie theater with their ex-girlfriends, who just so happens to be each other's current girlfriends, spot each other in the movie theater, and fight, brawl in the movie theater. Here's the kicker. The name of the movie is The X-Files. And it's not like our X-Files. It's a parody romantic comedy. Well, it's a romantic comedy and it just has a parody title. But it's a movie about people's exes. Like their people they used to date. And I didn't make that up. That's dead serious. They got into a fight while out with each other's exes, which happens to be each other's current girlfriends. They fight in the movie theater. During the movie, the fight in the movie theater has more views on the internet than the movie has, like whatever, like box office, how they count, how they, every time somebody, look, they saw the video of the fight in the movie. More people saw that than the people that saw the movie, period. You know what I mean? So, two dudes walking to a movie theater with each other's exes, getting in a fight at the X-Files. Hilarity. And that's the thing I love about laughter is I can picture everybody laughing in my head because everybody around the world, laughter is universal. It all sounds the same no matter what language you speak. But on to our next and, bigger topic of the day. I am, like I've told you guys before, a huge music nerd, tune junkie. Hip-hop is, of course, my specialty growing up in the South, in the urban area. Hip-hop has always been something that's really spoken to me. So, of course, I'm a huge hip-hop nerd. And one of the bigger things that went on last year in 2017 in hip hop was the rise of a podcast, a YouTube video podcast by the name of EveryNERD Struggle, which I was a fan of, and it starred. The co-stars were DJ Akademiks, a internet personality / video game streamer, / kind of just, content creator in general. Gained a lot of popularity over the last 4 or 5 years. I've also been, here and there tuning in to his stuff, and I became a bigger fan over the last year. And his co-host was retired MC, former Slaughterhouse member, former solo act, Joe Budden, who also is a podcaster, whose podcast, The Joe Budden Show, formerly titled I'll Name This Show Later, is one of the bigger shows also, one of the bigger platforms also on the internet. So these two guys got up with Complex. Complex got up with them, rather. Got a show. Them, it wasn't originally supposed to be them, but that's, if you want to research that, of course, you can always, all the people who like the show already know, but Complex, came and got these guys because they knew that they had the type of audience and following that was going to help make the show pop. And it was kind of a first take style. It was basically the first take of hip hop. It was a debate style show. They would bring up the topics and they would talk about it. And they had a moderator, a little cutie by the name of Nadeska Alexis. Well, I didn't mean to say had. They still have her. Her and DJ Akademiks are currently still on the show. But I want to get into things in the order that they actually happen. So, these two have a show together, and over the course of a few months, of course, the show gains popularity due mainly to the fact that, these two guys already had a pretty big platform. Joe Budden is, he's the artist that did the song Pump It Up a few years back. And he made a resurgence, making online, creating content online. That eventually led to him getting in on the reality show scene on Love and Hip Hop. I'm sure a lot of people saw that, especially with the women he was dating. Especially, they was very, very attractive women. Especially that Kaylin Garcia. I would do illegal things to her. However. Then also, like I said, DJ Akademiks, one of his biggest avenues as far as online content is how he reports on the latest on the newer generation of rappers that a lot of people have decided to give the label of mumble rap to, mainly because of the lower recorded vocals, and they have to turn up the volume and the reverb and the echo a good bit in order for you to be able to hear everything that they're saying. So they like to call it mumble rap. And DJ Akademiks kind of is the guy that's giving these guys a voice and, kind of told it from their perspective. He also had a big, huge following from him keeping up with what was really going on in Chicago right after the drill scene with Chief Keef started to pop off. There's a lot of violence. That music genre put a spotlight on a lot of the violence that was kind of already going on in the area. And the music that came out during and after the drill scene kind of reflected that. And DJ Akademiks was the one that was kind of, reporting on really what was going on. So, like I said, Complex, got these guys. And, the show was doing pretty well because of that. Like I said, the following they already had. But one of the things that put the show on the map was during the weekend of the BET Awards in LA. They got into a tete-a-tete with hip hop trio Migos. You know, Quavo, Offset, Takeoff. And I'm sure anybody that's following me knows who these guys are already because I've parodied a few of their songs and definitely will be parodying them more on the upcoming Snacking Off mixtape. Be looking out for that. SpaceWasHere.com. And they got into a little bit of an argument. Joe Budden got a little impatient after everything that was going on, and the Migos took that as a sign of disrespect. So, you know, there was a viral clip of, you know, what happened that day during the interview, and DJ Akademiks looking all crazy, and, you know, Quavo jumps up like they rolling up they silk sleeves like they ready to fight and all that good stuff. You know, good old viral internet. The makings of a good old viral internet video. You know what I mean? In general. So, of course, they brought up a lot of attention to the show. A lot of people started watching after that. And the show, you know, it's not that bad. It was pretty compelling. Like I said, it was the first take of like a hip-hop version of the sports debate show, First Take. And, of course, one of the, you know, things about the show is that with Joe Budden being the star, you know, a lot of people can attest to the fact that Joe Budden doesn't always, you know, stay involved in a whole lot of projects. So, if you watch the show, you would notice that he was dropping a few hints about the fact that negotiations with him and Complex weren't going as great as he'd probably hoped. And it became very evident on the Friday episodes where Joe Budden was always absent and they had a guest on that they would interview with, basically. Which it was supposed to be a debate, but it usually ended up turning into an interview about the artist or someone that the interviewee worked with, or, you know, like an artist that they worked with or a client that they had or something like that. And they might, you know, talk about a few topics, but it ended up being very, very evident, a very easy way to show Joe Budden's value in the show, because the Friday episodes usually weren't getting as much interaction, engagement with the fans, and it weren't getting as many views as the Monday through Thursday episodes. Which I'm figuring that's probably the point that he was trying to make by being absent, is to show the effect that he was having. Allegedly, he had a lot to do with how the show was structured, as far as the length of the show, what time it was published, and, you know, how the debate should go as far as the way we engage the viewers the most. So, no one was really surprised when, at the beginning of December of last year, Joe Budden was not on the show. Now, Joe did have a child recently, and there probably was a chance that he probably had to take a little time off from everything in order to, you know, pay a little more attention to his, you know, because he just had a child. So, of course, that makes sense. However, that week, Complex released a new episode of Daily Struggle with Joe not there, and they basically made the people on the show tell us, the viewers, that Joe wasn't on because he was basically on, you know, paternity leave, you know, taking care of his child, which could have been true. However, we all know Joe Budden. He did not just let that fly. Of course, he hopped on Twitter to let all of us know that the reason that he wasn't on the show anymore is because he's not on the show anymore. He's left the show because negotiations with Complex broke down. And so now basically Complex was trying to cover up the fact that he was gone, and he just, you know, let the cat out of the bag. I'm not on the show anymore. And the internet exploded. Everybody was trying to figure out what was truly going on. And of course, you know, the first thing a lot of people were wondering was, you know, what does this mean for DJ Akademiks? Because, you know, we watched these guys kind of develop sort of a love-hate bromance on the show. That's been very hilarious to watch people comment on in the comments below. Like, the comments below an episode of Daily Struggle are almost just as entertaining as the show Daily Struggle. However, everybody's looking at DJ Akademiks like, what's going on? Like, what's this mean for you? Are you gonna stay? Because if they're not doing Joe right, how does that reflect on how your relationship is with Complex? Like, so a lot of the fans, of course, wanted to know what the whole situation was, and DJ Akademiks, being DJ Akademiks, of course, does what he does and starts making YouTube videos about the situation, and so I said all this to say, because he kind of told his side of the situation, and if you guys want to see that, you can always go and look that up, because he has he can explain it a lot better than I can paraphrase. But either way it goes, this all happened at the beginning of December. So all of December, and of course, with it being the holidays, there isn't a whole lot of new content being dropped. I was probably the only person making starting making new content at that point of last year. But, I kind of did that because I know you guys are used to me, like, bringing out new stuff around the holidays anyway. So he gets to streaming and he makes a couple of videos talking about what was going on. And the funny thing is, after all this drama going on with the show, now we flash forward to a few days ago, or maybe a week ago, on January 3rd, DJ Akademiks gets pulled over, and allegedly he was intoxicated. Like, apparently he was visibly intoxicated. And not only that, he was strapped. Now, if y'all don't know what that means, strapped means he had a gun in the car. Like, so they caught you drunk with a pistol in the car. Now, this doesn't look great. However, for some strange reason, he seemed in pretty positive spirits when he was himself on Instagram Live, commenting and sort of hinting at what was going on in the situation. Now, in case you don't understand what this is, DJ Akademiks is a resident of New Jersey. So that means that he is possibly facing 3 to 5 year sentence for what he has been pulled over for. Now, I'd like to believe that he somehow already has an idea of how to fix this situation, or he knows enough, or his lawyer's really good, or whatever have you, to get his way out of it because he's in positive spirits. Or maybe he's just staying in positive spirits, hoping that, that keeps things in a positive direction, which can knock the fella for. I feel like I'd give anybody else that advice if I was their friend in a situation like that. However, it is a little bit strange that this happened right after all this little drama with Complex, because there's a running joke online that DJ Akademiks, quote unquote, down with the Illuminati. Now, I don't know if that's true. I don't think it's true. I don't think I don't think that someone who has their own internet following would really need to deal with the Illuminati. But I don't know DJ Akademiks personally, so I don't know how he makes decisions or whatever. But I do know that there was some, a lot of strange Instagram activity. For the longest time, he had exactly 606 posts, and it was looking like he or someone on his behalf was going in and deleting posts to keep his post count right at exactly 666 posts, which 666 is, of course, sign of beast, which is, an allusion to some sort of Illuminati connection. Not to mention, a lot of people like to always throw that in your reputation whenever you've gained a large level of success / money / fame. And now, with everybody been talking about the Illuminati the way they have the last couple of years, it's almost like, okay, so this is the thing that he's gonna get in trouble for because he was speaking out too much. And now they're going to get him out of it because they need to keep control over him. So a lot of people are going to look at it like if he stays on the show Daily Struggle, it's going to seem like it's because they basically got him out of that jam. Like maybe he's been drinking and driving this whole time and they're now going to try to use this against him. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into the conspiracy theories. All I'm saying is, you know, he's out of jail. And he's still dropping content. You know, he even mentioned that he had just got out of jail at the beginning of one of his recent videos. So we know these are current. Not to mention it's current news, so he would have had to been out of jail to do it. Because a lot of people in the comments like, how is this dude still dropping videos and he in jail, right? Like, y'all don't understand how this game works. But speaking of getting out of jail, at the moment of me recording this episode, Kevin Gates has just been freed from jail. So I know a lot of music nerds are happy. Kevin Gates is free right now. Hashtag Kevin Gates free. I'm sure everybody's looking forward to his first day out song or whatever he'll probably drop within the next 24 hours. And if so, I'm probably gonna hop on either Instagram Live or Facebook Live, so you guys can check me out later on today on that. I know this episode is supposed to came out Tuesday. It's Thursday. Life has been crazy at Urban Nerd Weekly, you guys. I know there's no excuse, but I'm definitely trying to make sure I keep this video this episode completely. I don't know why I said video. This episode completely packed with all of what I've been trying to get out to you guys. And you know, I'm a big fan of the show Daily Struggle. I'm a big fan of Joe Budden as an MC and as a podcaster. I'm a big fan of DJ Akademiks. I love what he's done on the internet, and I definitely, you know, shout out, salute to him. I would like to believe that none of the negative things that they're saying about these guys are true. And I definitely hope that everything works out for DJ Akademiks in his case. And one last update to the saga that is what I'm going to now call, you know, Akademiks and Budden is now Joe Budden. If you watch the show Daily Struggle before Joe left, he had some words to say about the new Eminem stuff, like the new Eminem album. Now I'm gonna drop clips on my Twitter page. So if you follow me on Twitter, then you can see it on there. If you don't, go ahead and follow me so you can catch these clips, because I don't want to put them in the episode. I still ain't figured out how all of the copyright stuff works yet. So I'm going to drop some clips on my Twitter page. So twitter.com/Spayce was here or at Spayce was here, SPAYCEWUZHERE. And if you add a .com to that, that's my website, spacewashere.com. So you can check out this on my YouTube, my Twitter page later. I'm going to drop the clip. But it is Joe Budden giving some really, really harsh criticism to the new Revival album by Eminem, especially, you know, a specific track on there. I can't remember the name of it at the current time. But it's coming full surface now, because now Eminem has dropped a remix to a song called Chloroplast, in which he takes some shots at Joe, or seemingly so. I mean, we know some of them are Akademiks, but we don't know. And here's the thing, you know, there's a link between Shady and Joe. You know, Joe was a part of Slaughterhouse, the group that he, Eminem, Royce the 5'9", and Joel Ortiz all, you know, created and were the members of. And these are all amazing MCs. And now it's getting to this point where it just might be, you know, at some point in 2018, we see, you know, Joe Budden or Eminem versus Joe Budden. I think that would be crazy, because, you know, it's always crazy when people used to be in like the same group together and now they have like an issue, you know. So, you know, I'm getting ready to round out the episode, but I do want to give a hashtag Nerd Money update before I do leave. I guess I should have covered this before, but I'm going to go ahead and give you, you know, I try to give you guys all the info as soon as I get some. And like I said, I will be doing the Bitcoin hashtag Nerd Money series on my YouTube page coming soon. So I want you guys to go ahead and hit the subscription link in the info box on the SoundCloud page for Urban Nerd Weekly. And if you're already subscribed on iTunes or Google Play, if not, go ahead and do so. But if you are subscribed on there, you want to hit the link to my YouTube page because it doesn't have an official URL yet. You can always hit the website link on either the Google Play Music or the iTunes page, and it'll take you directly to the SoundCloud page. And on the SoundCloud page is a link to the new YouTube page. So be sure to look. I'll tell you guys as soon as the Nerd Money videos start coming out. But I definitely want to let you know that on August 1st, the original Bitcoin chain split into two versions called Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core. Now, Bitcoin Core. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. Bitcoin Core. Had to stop and think about that for a second. However, they're not like a lot of people thought that one was a spinoff of the other. Like people thought that there was Bitcoin Core and then Bitcoin Cash was a spinoff, but no, it was the original chain split off into two different versions. Now, neither one is unofficial or official. There's no official version of the Bitcoin. You just use which one it is based off the utility of it. So, like Bitcoin Cash, the thing about it, it has lower fees, the transactions are faster, and it's irreversible. So once everything happens, that's it. It's a done deal. You have to do an entirely different transaction if you want to change what just happened. With Bitcoin Core, it has higher fees, it has slower transactions, but it's reversible. So if you're looking for something that allows you the ability to, kind of augment things later on, then it might be a good idea to use Bitcoin Core. But if you want something that's fast, cheap, and if you and the person you making these transactions with, you already making regular transactions, and you're not really worried about too many mistakes and all that, then I would suggest going with Bitcoin Cash. And that's my Nerd Money update for the week. Couple of other little topics that were piqued my interest as I was getting my prep work done for the show is that Amazon might be bidding for exclusive streaming rights for the Premier Soccer League. That's going to be happening next month in February. So what that means is, a lot of people know about, especially a lot of my sports nerds out there know that all of the major cities lately have been getting soccer franchises. Like even Atlanta, we have our own soccer team that's also going to be playing in Mercedes-Benz Stadium with the Falcons. Go Falcons. Hashtag Falcons nerd. My cousin, huge Falcons nerd. Hopefully you guys will get a chance to hear a podcast from him also. But which that is very interesting, because if they have the exclusive streaming rights, that means a lot of people are probably going to sign up for Amazon Prime if they want to be able to watch those games. And they're going to be huge because they're backed by the same kind of money that's backing American football right now. Another thing that I was extremely happy to hear is that after a long wait, after so long time, the hugest hiatus on the planet Earth in media. Like, if ever there was a time to say sorry for the wait, Donald Glover should have dropped. He should drop one right now. I promise. It will probably get like 1 million streams in the night. He should get with Lil Wayne and do Sorry for the Wait 3. Because after Forever and 3,000 Days, the FX TV show Atlanta is finally set to return on May the 1st. I'm so happy. I can't wait. Donald Glover is amazing at everything. The first season of Atlanta was incredible. I'm from Atlanta. I love it. But it's more than that. The show was well written, well produced, well edited. And it was awesome. Great cast. I can't wait to see May 1st. Next week's episode, I'm going to give you guys a full breakdown on the 2018 mid-season television premieres. So, be looking out for that. But as of right now, you guys, that is the end of this week's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. I will see you Tuesday next week, not Thursday. I won't be late. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Be sure to hit up spacewashere.com for all the info on your boy. Subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on Google Play. Follow me on all my social medias. They are all / or at Spayce was here, SPAYCEHERE. I love you guys. Thanks for listening. Make sure you listen to this episode. Tell a friend to subscribe and listen. Make sure you guys start leaving some comments, man. And I was here, but now Spayce is